Welcome back, everybody, to another podcast this week. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited for it. On the dumpster fire, it is all about Marvel or DC, whichever you prefer.
DC.
Marvel. I am joined here by my co-host. To my right is my lovely co-host, Rosie O'Donnell.
AKA Mr. Keith.
To the left is Mr. Gordon.
Hello.
Hello.
AKA Flapjack.
So, yeah, today's podcast will be about Marvel or DC. Everybody has their opinions on it. You could go on for years about this topic.
But here's the thing. We don't care about your opinion. This is our opinion. And we're going to piss people off. All right. Who wants to start it off, buddy?
Well, Mr. Keith, you had a very good topic.
So I personally think DC fucks and Marvel sucks. Because DC just goes so hard. I was watching back all their old movies and stuff, and all their movies just have such a hard vibe where I'm starting to feel like Marvel really is just Disney slag. It really is. It's just Disney projectile vomit at this point.
Well,
it doesn't feel like it feels like so over the top compared to DC, and I think that's part of the problem.
Oh, they made a really good, their whole phases thing. I understand that. Also, you gotta look at this thing. Before any of them came out, they were going over this, 10, 15 years prior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had so many movies as, startup projects that some lift off, what was that, Howard the Duck?
Howard
Yeah,
the Cuck.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember.
I can't get any
Blockbuster was
pussy.
still around at that time, and my dad brought it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm tripping the whole time.
See, I've never seen Howard the Duck. I don't even know.
They made
what the
reference
fuck
to
that's
him in
about.
Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
He was the duck. That was in there. That was Howard the Duck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would need to see a picture of it, probably. Jog my memory.
I liked how they kept the same CGI. They didn't try to make them look better or different.
No,
It was,
they kept,
Yeah.
iconic look. Boom.
Well, even for me, I saw Spawn for the first time the other day, and that movie still, to this day, is great. And it's over close to 30 years old. Mm-hmm. And it's still great.
Shit. I mean, I still think Blade's still my favorite.
Blade.
Well, yeah. Without Blade, Marvel wouldn't have been saved.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
They really need to give him a standalone send-off.
Do you mean saved in the cinematic sense?
Or game or
them
comics?
Making
So,
movies? Or
When Blade came out, it was basically Marvel's last attempt before they would have shut down movie production for a long time before they came out with anything else because of financial constraints.
Yeah.
And then Blade came out and it went through the roof, all three movies.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So that's when a lot of major planning started happening, was after the first Blade movie started or got complete and released, and they saw the numbers and they're like, hey, we got an audience here that's worth literally trillions at this point. And I mean,
also want to
none of
see-
you can deny that some of these movies, there's some of them that globally made $1 trillion off of one movie.
I mean,
They're
how
still
much did
making money
Deadpool
today.
make? I mean, it's still making revenue to this day.
That's Disney Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you
But-
can tell, in the last one, to me personally, it was a good movie, but I do think they tried too hard a little bit with too much humor, not enough story. You know what I mean? The best scene in the whole fucking movie is the van fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. This is where I'll side with DC on this one, for the sole fact that Deadpool was Ryan Reynolds' pet project.
Can I take a
He
poll
was
on your
trying to
sucky?
get that off the ground since what was it?
He was trying to get
X-Men.
He was trying to get that role for Deadpool since he was in Waiters. He was wanting that all along.
He really went hard at that, and I remember when the first movie came out, and it did so well that a lot of people got fired.
Yeah.
Because they kept telling the executives that it wasn't going to do well, and it ended up being the #1 movie out of 3 or 4 Marvel movies that came out that year, and it completely obliterated him.
Well, Ryan Reynolds too with the first Deadpool movie, he had to fight tooth and nail with 20th Century Fox to get that role. Mm-hmm. Like every day was.
Yeah, I mean, fact check me, but wasn't he Deadpool in the actual Wolverine standalone film?
He was a version
Cameo.
of it, but not the one he wanted to be.
Yeah, but that was him as that.
They
okay.
neutered him with the way that he is.
He even came back in a later movie and killed that dude.
Yeah, especially he went over the whole
They neutered the
Green
shit out of him.
Lantern and like, oh, wonderful script.
Yeah, you're talking about good. You're talking about good Deadpool, right? When with the long flowing hair and the dog.
No.
He wants to
Regular Deadpool. He goes back in time and literally kills Ryan Reynolds from taking the script of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then from there
that's
he
right,
was
yeah.
like,
Ryan Reynolds absolutely hates
still
that.
fuck with-
Hates it.
I don't give a shit what he. I still fuck with Green Lantern to this day.
That CGI
I
suit.
love it, dude.
yeah, and that's just the thing is you look at some of these movies. And, like, you go back to, like, older movies, and it's just, my process is, you know, where do they pull their assets from? You know, once, like it or hate it, you know, with Disney owning Marvel, I mean, they got, it's more than $1 billion industry.
It may be more than $1 billion industry, but the minute Disney gets a hold of anything, it goes to shit. It turns into fluff.
I'm sorry, but as much as I'm not a big Disney fan, and I'm not the biggest, I mean, the Phase 1, you know, besides like 1 or 2 standalone movies from like the Avengers, because I do not care for Miss Marvel.
No, me either.
that.
Yeah,
You know, but
who was the actor that they used for Miss Marvel? Who was it? It was what's her name? She was on the In Between Two Ferns, I think. With Zach Galifianakis.
Oh,
He was
yeah, I know
fucking-
who
he
you're
was
talking
roasting
about.
her
I
the whole
just
time.
forgot her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
she just
either.
had too many like role differences where it was like, you know, she was like taking a stance of what she felt in life, what was going on with, you know, the whole, I would say like the LGBTQ or whatever, where her stance kind of, even though she has a right to make a statement, but I felt like that was kind of interfering with her movie performance. I mean, I heard she was supposed to be in, was it Deadpool Wolverine, right? Mm-hmm. And she tried to sue Ryan Reynolds because he cut her part.
Yeah, because
It
her
was
part
supposed to be
fucking
her
sucked.
and the actress that played Miss Hulk or whatever.
See, that was
she had too many legal issues going on.
Lady Hulk was dog shit too. They could have done way better with that. But they made it basically about, look at me, I'm green in my vagina. that's what the whole movie was basically about. I'm strong and independent and a woman too, you know. And it took away from the movie, like. And that's what Disney doesn't understand is when they do that shit, it takes away from the movie.
It does.
Look at
It
their
makes
recent
it-
flop. Oh, Snow White.
Yeah, dude.
God.
Dude, have you heard about the recent rabbit hole about that? That Snow White is actually Lord Farquaad's mom, and she fucked one of the dwarves, and that's why he's a dwarf and he looks like that.
No, I don't know what freaking YouTube rabbit
No,
hole
I
you
seen it,
have.
dude. I literally seen it today, dude. Look into it, bro. It's actually kind of there's some like canon like theory going around that Snow White is Lord Farquaad's mom.
What I did hear though
Farquaad mom.
is with how bad the performance was. I haven't seen it.
I don't think I will see it. I'm all like, if it's not original, I'm
Right, exactly. But at some point, people do have to thank her because for how hard it bombed. I did hear that they're kind of pulling back several like movies.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, making it to where, you know, this is actually good instead of we're just gonna throw someone in and just go with it. I mean,
well.
I hope to God they make another Spawn movie because I'm fucking ready for that.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Oh, I'm ready, bro. I'm
But I mean,
rock hard. I'm ready.
we have 3 people sitting here. We have 3 different views. I mean, I'm
still
Key's
mad.
side, if I'm not mistaken, he likes a lot of like superheroes, right?
I love the old school superheroes. I love the old
Alright.
school Green Lantern, Spawn, fucking Deathstroke, fucking Martian Manhunter. I like the old shit, bro. Like the comic book shit.
Where I am more the anti-hero villain.
Well,
I
Deathstroke
like
was
that.
an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So,
Deathstroke was essentially a bounty hunter. But yeah, no, like Disney is gayified.
I watched Endgame the other day because
Everything.
Disney has their, which I didn't know this. Like they had like the IMAX versions for like some of these movies. So I wanted to rewatch like Endgame. To me, just the whole cinematography for that is so well done. Just the whole battle with Thanos and everything.
Yeah. Well, like I agree with you there. The cinematography is great, but when I watch those movies, I don't get that feeling, and that's when that feeling of like you're like, oh, this has that, like take you back to your roots kind of feel. Like that's what I always look for in movies because I'm a big nostalgia guy. So, like you said, you just watched through all like the Avengers ones.
Well, just the end game.
Yeah, see, me, I just recently went through and watched all the Supermans and all the Justice Leagues and the Snyder's Cut. And like we talked about, the Snyder's Cut is magnificent.
Oh, it's fire.
It's amazing.
But I heard he put his own money
Yeah,
into actually making that a reality.
Yeah. He
Because
wanted
the
that, yeah.
studio was like, we're only going to give you not even like half of what we could give you for production. And he's like, okay,
Well, then
well,
fuck
I'm going
you,
to
I'll
make
do it
it
myself.
my own way, my own version. And the
How
thing
much-
about Zack Snyder is like some of his movies are really good, but he has this issue where he'll like come out with like a movie and then again, I don't work in Hollywood. I don't know their contracts. I don't know any of that stuff. But all I know is a lot of his movies, including the new ones on Netflix that he has going, it's like, well, here's the PG-13 version, and now I'm just going to release the radar version later. And it's like, to me, it's like, so you're gonna say, don't watch this version. Wait until a couple months or whatever to watch his version. Why can't it just be simplified as, here's your version. We don't need any other version.
You know the show on I think it's either Prime or HBO Max, The Boys, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that a spin-off of Marvel or DC? I feel like it's a spin-off of Marvel.
I think it just has a good time making fun of
Ugh.
like superheroes, but at the same time, it's just story is so wacky and funny.
Yeah. I think the chick that played Maeve could have done a better job with Captain Marvel than fucking what's her face did.
Yeah.
she probably actually would have done really well in that position and character.
Oh yeah.
She did a great job with Maeve. So, not being a woke fuck.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
you guys obviously have a lot of opinions on this. So, we do have a huge list. Well, not really a list. A fictitious list. But, anywho, like...
Our list is, it's from the heart.
I mean, it starts from, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk...
Fat Thor. Fat Thor.
Fat Thor.
He's just like... He's just sitting in the chair. He's all slapping his fat gut.
Thor.
This is Daddy's wet trash bag gut.
What is it? I don't know. My favorite one from DC. Well, it used to not be my favorite one from DC until recently. They knocked it out of the park with Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. They really beefed him up to make him look, cool.
Who could have been a better? To be honest with you, who could have been a better? The Rock would have fucking sucked. He would have ruined that role. I was thinking, who is our tough guy actors? Who do we got?
What world was Aquaman?
Yeah, who would be like our if we're going down the list of tough guy actors that could have played Aquaman?
I mean, Jason Momoa fits it, bro.
Yeah,
He
fits
really
it to a
does.
T.
Yeah, like I can't.
Are those
I can't,
real? Are those real tats on his body, or are those just stage tats?
They have, he has some on his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought so it's weird. I saw Aquaman in theaters, and I was thinking like the cinematography was trash, and it had to been our movie theaters because I recently watched it on our TV at home, and I was like, this is a whole different movie. Same with like Thor. I saw Thor in theaters, didn't fuck with it, but then I watched it at
Later
my
on,
place,
yeah.
and I'm like,
It's kind of growing on you.
Well, it's just
like
I don't
herpes,
know.
it grows on you.
Are movie theaters actual? Are they using high definition? Are they using this?
Well, no. If you ever looked at like go to theaters, the picture is never as good as at home, and like there's always that kind of fuzzy graininess, no matter what, because you can't get 4K like 240p HD on a screen on like a felt screen.
Have you guys ever been to a IMAX theater?
No,
No,
because I
I've
think
only
we
been-
have two that are near, like, so we have one in Spokane, right? Or
Seattle.
Seattle.
I think they have one in Tri-Cities.
Yeah, I want to go to IMAX.
I've never been. I just thought you guys might.
The one, do you know like when you're coming back from Tri-Cities off the side of the road, that one that's sitting there, like if you that exit the movie theater's right there, that is actually a little IMAX theater.
Hmm.
And I've never been to it, but people say it's good. I've just never been in there. It looks small.
They always like do like weird promotions too that I just want to like catch and watch. Where it's like, I know when Avengers filmed up, Snyder's Cut was coming close to coming out. I heard IMAX had a deal where they were showing like the not the whole phase of like the Avengers, but like, so they didn't have just Captain America, his like solo movie, and Iron Man his solo movie, but the ones with Thanos and everything. They had those like 3 movies appearing back to back.
Yeah, you had
IMAX
Avengers,
theater,
and then you
I
had
wanted
like
to go so bad.
I'm putting a pitch out here. Next Aquaman movie, casting Adam Sandler.
No.
Yeah.
Why would you
Gooby
do
gooby
that?
goo. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys' thoughts on? Let's go do this. Captain America.
I like
My
it.
wife's a diehard Captain America person. I like Winter Soldier myself. That's probably my favorite one out of the 3 movies.
I mean, it's hard for me because I mean
He's
haven't.
first Avenger, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard for me because I haven't read. I never grew up reading like comic books, so I'm only
hit or miss.
like being biased from like what I see on this screen, which is sometimes different than
Yeah, what you should know growing up, right?
Yeah. So I don't know like how true the movies were to the actual comic books of the character.
I just like Winter Soldier because of his friend Buddy or whatever.
Bucky.
Bucky? Yeah, Bucky.
Buddy.
Yeah, close enough.
Buddy! That's a whole
I'm
different...
gonna switch his name to Buddy now. Hey, babe, that's Buddy.
That's Air Buddy.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we're
It's
not
a
going
dog.
that far.
No, but yeah, no, his friend Bucky. I think that was a pivotal character in it because it really does explain his origin, him being back from like World War I or World War II. What they did to him and what the fuck was it? Wasn't it like he was in some sort of like cryo tank or something like
Yeah.
where they put like a serum in him?
He would only come out when they needed somebody eliminated.
He was like basically a assassin for the U.S. or some shit.
And now he's on the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I do love it. His shield does fuck though. Like, it comes back to him like almost every time. It's like Thor's hammer, except it's a shield.
Yeah.
Not that.
I did like the movie of the first Cap though. It's just got this guy who isn't the strongest, isn't the fastest, just a tiny American dude.
Well, didn't Captain America beat up Hulk? Or was that with him and Iron Man?
There's a
in
good
Thor?
possibility.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love the one where, the whole Captain America, Iron Man kind of... The rivalry was there trying to get, who's top dog. We all know who it was, but it was never said.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you brought an interesting take how Iron Man, he had always a backup plan where he designed all of his like future suits to, in case something happened to like one of the Avengers, or to if they were perhaps
could
gone
fill
rogue,
their place,
he was
essentially.
like, I could make something that can actually not just compete but beat them in combat.
Well, also I love that they included in the I think it was the Thanos fight where like one of them got killed and his suit would come pick them up and take them out of the battle too. Mm-hmm. That was pretty fucking sick too. Right?
yeah.
And so if you guys didn't know, yes, Iron Man or had made
Tony Stark.
way more suits than what you see in the movies. He has made a suit to defeat literally every
Single
Avenger,
Avenger,
just
probably.
in case, like an insurance policy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to have seen some of those suits come out.
It was cool
Yeah.
that he had the one
Just because
to combat the Hulk.
With the giant fist.
just because he's a
or, like, the
workaholic
super
narcissist.
fist.
But,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. You know, you have that much money and that much time.
Well, that's the thing. Is
You get
it's
bored.
Oh yeah,
You start
Time
making
start
shit.
kicking
Yeah.
around.
There's only so many cars you can buy.
So many cars you can buy, so many women you can slap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding.
And honestly, like he's a Iron Man would be like my favorite when it came to when they started doing the Avengers. Iron Man was one of my favorites for Marvel, which I'm still kind of trying to figure out how this, like, you know, him portraying as Doom, which, I mean, that woke up Comic-Con when they, you know, popped up the trailer. People were going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to know how he does. It'd be so weird to be iconic as you know, that actor who played as Iron Man. Now you're gonna go and be, you know, Mr. Doom. Maybe he'll be iconic for both.
Well, they need to bring back that pivotal moment in the comic book where Doom one shots Thanos. Completely one shots him.
Yeah.
Like
Rips
Thanos
his
was
spine out
nothing.
through his chest.
Mortal Kombat style.
Oh yeah.
They
like-
need to really bring it back.
For me, my ultimate will not let go of would probably be Spider-Man when it comes to Marvel. But I have a bone to pick with it because Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, fuck that shit. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man all the way, because that is the
This
real.
This is a whole other episode because this thing goes about as deep as freaking Marvel and DC itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you get
And
so many people
I
from
think-
left, right.
I know Tobey Maguire is getting old, and I understand that. But the thing is he is the Spider-Man. Like it is him. He is him. So when they brought in Andrew Garfield for the what were those, prequels or something, or like what the other movies, and then Amazing Spider-Man, yeah, and then Tom Holland for the new ones. I didn't really connect with it because that wasn't my childhood. I didn't grow up with that, and also the fact that he had the fucking didn't even have the fucking he had to make fucking things.
I mean,
Really?
that is portraying
so
off some
cheesy,
of the
bro.
comic books,
Yeah.
though. John might, you know, say something, but if I remember, they do have that in the comics where they do have a Spider-Man that makes his own webbing. you know.
Probably, but I mean, if you get bit by a fucking spider, shouldn't you just get spider web powers? Like, Jesus.
I don't know, go get
Me?
bit by a spider.
See, me and Spider-Man, I like the movies. I mean, it wasn't bad. I really like the comics. They go so many different
I do love
directions.
when they all came together, though.
But my all-time favorite was also, a lot of people agree, Spider-Man and Venom. That thing went forever. Because one, I really like Venom and the symbiotes.
Remember Carnage where Venom's like, oh, that's a red one. It's like, we're fucked.
You just mentioned Venom. What do you think about Null?
One of my all-time top villains, the ones I absolutely he
Noel is fucking
he is,
nuts, dude.
Yeah,
Bro.
his strength is insane. He is. You're talking about a villain that was there before time. Birth of Darkness.
He's basically Palpatine in their universe.
He is every bit a god killer. Every bit a celestial killer.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people doesn't realize that Noel shows up in a handful of movies. No one really noticed.
He shows up in one of the Venom movies. He shows up in I think
He shows up in
Avengers
Thor, Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
He's across multiple canons and universes. But the whole thing about Noel is like he just made the symbiotes. That was his whole thing.
Yeah, he literally can.
Or was he a symbiote himself, just as a living being?
He's just a fucking god.
Yeah, basically. Well,
But what
I
were
mean,
did he have any like actual like powers, like any structured abilities, like like Superman has his fucking did he have any abilities like that?
he has strength, telepathy. He has everything you can
He
imagine.
can use the Force, bro.
He also has the ability to wrap whole planets in a symbiote dark world and just kill them, the whole
Just
planet.
suffocate the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. I mean, also killing a celestial is no easy task, and he literally Guardians of the Galaxy. They fly into the head of the celestial. That's the
Yeah.
one he can took off.
Yeah.
Thor, he had the what was that sword?
God Killer is
Yeah,
that
The-
ever
the
got
sword,
referenced.
yeah.
The
That's the
sword
one
that
he
could
forged.
Kill any god.
he forged that. I really wish they hope and they go this direction with Null, because that would be probably one of the baddest villains they have ever gone against.
Did they ever explain how Venom and Carnage got to Earth?
Well, Venom came to Earth on an asteroid thing.
On an
Yeah.
asteroid. And then what about Carnage? Probably like something similar.
Well, no.
They made
If-
Carnage. That's right. He was
If the lore's right about it, it is a symbiote, and Null has the power from his prison to send these things out. So it might have came that direction.
yeah, that's true.
It might have been his first attempt, because they're always after that thing that's in the back of what's his name's the back of his neck.
Who are we talking about?
You're
You're talking about
the
the guy-
actor that plays Venom.
that he was
Technically,
living
he
with,
died.
yeah.
He died,
Yeah,
and
but
Venom brought him back. Well,
Yes, yes.
that made a
Johnny, right? Johnny was his name? Johnny
I
something?
think so, but that also made a talisman in the back of his neck.
Yeah.
And that's what
talisman,
they
yeah.
need to unlock the prison that Noel is in.
He basically became like a
That was the
holocron-
whole premise of the third Venom.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
notice how so many movies have like this whole holocrux kind of theme around them, where they need a specific thing to do a thing to fuck up the world?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Why do they all have that same artifact type thing? What is that?
We all know that
what is the
aliens love their
obsession?
stones, okay? They are.
Like fucking the Snyder's Cut, they were after the fucking mother boxes, which those things were kind of cool.
Yeah. I find it interesting because now, like, they introduced Null, but my whole thing is, as cool as Null is, I'm kind of curious in what direction Sony's going to take, because Sony owns Spider-Man, and from what I'm hearing is Disney maybe got 1-2 more movies before Sony's just gonna,
Pull the rug?
yeah.
Basically, I don't know. Yeah.
So,
I mean, how are you going to introduce, continue to introduce Noel into the whole thing? Because it would be cool. I think he would be more of a interesting
They do need to
fight
make
down than Thanos was.
They do need to make a movie about Noel, literally explaining him. It just being about him and what he does, and then
Noel?
yeah. And
Well,
then-
yeah, his backstory, his lore, his everything is just insanely
really
good. But in a Marvel universe and all the other universes, Thanos is the one that came out on top, because there is a version of Thanos that is all powerful.
Yeah, you
But
said
that's
there's
like
4
woof,
different.
way the
What's,
hell out there.
what-
There's not been a reference to him.
He's like
I don't think there'll ever be.
he's like Frieza, his final form.
Oh, yeah.
God, is it God? It's God Thanos, right?
There might be.
There's a God Thanos, and then there's a red. I know there was a red Thanos. There was a purple Thanos. There's a fucking Thanos before the Gauntlet.
They're pulling
and
a
after
Dragon
Gauntlet.
Ball. Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, 5, and 6, and 7.
I do find it interesting.
There's gonna be flaming Thanos next. Ghost Rider Thanos.
Like there's a half a dozen different forms of Batman, including God form Batman and Sun Dip Batman, which happened to be the
Sun
strongest.
Dip?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
flavor is
he
that?
He came out and it was like straight up just like lava Batman.
That's how the fuck does that work?
He got dipped in the sun.
Yeah. I mean,
His DNA is now lava.
so what's
This is
the
fire.
This is fire, like Ghost Rider.
what's the big thing coming out of Marvel right now?
I
know
don't really
DC
know.
is going to
I
be
got
that
this coming out.
Superman.
I got one for you. I mean, they're having right now.
That's right. They are making another Superman.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me is Jason Momoa's pet project is coming out. They got really good set pictures of him.
Whoa, what's this gonna?
Lobo.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's been fighting for 10 years to become Lobo.
That's I can
Jason
see that.
Momoa?
Yeah, that's a villain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, he's rides on a bike, fits him perfectly. He has the voice, everything.
I mean, he looks like a biker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does look like a
you
biker.
Got that one coming out, and I have been seeing
Cut his
screenshots.
hair a little shorter. Hell's Angel right there.
I'm hoping this is correct, and I'm hoping it is true because I'm seeing set shots of a new Spawn movie coming out.
Yes.
That would be great. And
that'd
from
be
what
fun.
I've seen of the
Yes.
costume, it is insane.
I'm hard. Thinking about Spawn.
But I will give you this. I am excited for DC's new phases going on because they got the director.
What I'm saying.
The director from Guardians of the Galaxy, is it James Cameron? Yeah, it's
No, not James Cameron. James Gunn.
Yeah, the DC basically sniped him. That's who fired everybody
At
in
least it wasn't
DC,
Dan Schneider.
and he wants to either lead off from those movies or make complete remakes of what happened. And I mean, he's a really good director,
So
and
you're
he
talking
led
all of
Marvel
them?
into what it is now.
Oh yeah.
So I had a question. I want to go back to something you said. So you're saying that Sony owns a big proportion of Marvel?
Well, I mean, this goes back. Comics went through a
No
phase
wonder.
where it was
You need to buy the
money
whole
became a big issue. I don't know if this happened around the Great Depression or whatever, but
Probably
to
the
stay
2008
alive,
housing crisis.
and it wasn't just Marvel. DC did it too, where they sold some rights of their characters to other companies so they could stay afloat.
Make a little bit of money and keep going on. Yeah.
'Cause,
So
I mean, even Blade was Millennium.
yeah.
Yeah, they sold that to them for a very cheap price, and then they tagged when they decided to come out with the movie, they tagged Marvel to it, and they did a joint operation on it, and it made a bunch of money, and that's when Marvel is like, "Uh-oh, we made a mistake."
Oh yeah. I mean, I look at a lot of these things like I find it so interesting, like I mean, can you imagine if when they did the Avengers and everything, if Sony just flat out said, "Yeah, you're not going to use our Spider-Man."
Mm-hmm.
My ass hurts.
It takes a pounding. Anyway.
I just find it as pretty interesting, like some of these companies could be like, yeah, you're not using this character for this project here. We're gonna, use someone else.
Well, after Blade was very successful, actually, I do think even in the making of Blade, they saw a potential.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel came back and started swooping up all these characters, like just for pennies on the dollar, actually, literally. And they made the smart move at the beginning. And then all of a sudden, Sony came back and be like, uh-oh, we got to start snagging stuff. So Sony's big one, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They snagged that one for, well, Marvel got a pretty good profit, but still, in terms of today's, nowhere near what that thing's worth.
Yeah.
And then Disney was late to the game, but also Disney has a bigger checkbook,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and they started not
Bullshit.
snagging one, but they would snag 15 or more at a time and pay billions.
Oh yeah.
They're in a board meeting and they're like, oh, this character isn't gay and trans enough. We need to buy it.
I find it interesting because I looked it up, and I don't know if you guys watched the animated movie of Spider-Man.
Talking about the multiverse?
Yeah,
with the black kid?
I don't know if you guys ever watched that.
Well, Michael Morales, or Miles Morales.
I think I've only
Yeah.
watched like 20
I played the
minutes of
game.
movie.
I played the game, didn't watch the show.
I think I fell
The
asleep.
show,
really?
the show sucked. The game was awesome.
I don't know. Like I watched the movie and I kind of messed with it, and it's interesting because I hear that Sony has more plans to just keep popping up, Spider-Man stuff. I hear they're going to be using
When and where? I haven't seen
Andrew-
shit for years.
Well, they're going to be pulling Andrew Garfield. They're going to be pulling Tobey Maguire for a couple projects.
Hell yeah, dude.
They want to do that whole
Bring back
joint
my
thing
boy
again because
Toby,
it was
dude.
really huge.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it wasn't my all-time favorite movie, but I thought it was pretty funny having three
All
characters.
three of them back together at the end there.
Oh, it was just interesting just to throw them all in there. I mean, it's like the Flash movie where they brought Michael Keaton as Batman. I was like,
But I mean,
shit. Then they got the old Batmobile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you really think about it, it makes sense because what is Marvel's whole thing? It's the multiverse whole. DC and Marvel, their whole thing is the multiverse stuff. So if you think about it, it makes perfect sense why they put all three characters together.
Well, you got to think of the fact that multiverse. So you go into a multiverse, they have huge amount of potential. They can just pick one. They don't have to pick multiples of this. They can pick one, and it will have 20 to 30 movies to that one.
Yeah.
So if that's the only how I see it, outside of some maybe backstories or origin stories, which are, I don't know, to me is kind of boring. I hate that shit. Especially when they've
multiverse
come
stuff?
out with 10 fucking movies and now they want to do an origin movie because they just got lazy.
Like Logan. Like after they released all the Wolverine movies and then they came out
Logan
with
was pretty good.
Logan
Okay,
was good.
Yeah, but
what was the little girl X9 or whatever?
that wasn't really an origin. That was after Wolverine. That's what happened.
That's what I'm saying though. They already released like Wolverine stuff for years, movies, games, shows, and then they come out with Logan.
What happened?
And it's
they
not an
did
origin.
have an origin of Wolverine, and it was
They Star Wars'd it.
wasn't it like kind of like a Japanese samurai theme thing going on?
Yeah, they made like two movies. They made one of Wolverine where it was like showing the whole like the project of him going through the same thing that Deadpool went through.
Like the torture and mutation.
Yeah, and then they made the second one, which was in Japan and everything.
Yeah.
And then that was after that it was kind of like a pause for a little bit.
Was it a like an Asian or Japanese Wolverine in this universe?
No,
or
no,
what?
it was Hugh Jackman.
It was Hugh
just
Jackman?
kind of like a backstory because he said he was what 400 years old?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Imagine
He
Jackie Chan as Wolverine.
he been, he lived through, World War, II. It's like when they introduced Cap, he gets unfrozen, and
Yeah.
it's like,
So does that mean that you're saying Wolverine and Captain America are around the same age?
how can you put
Say a number. Say a number. What do you think? How old do you think Wolverine
Well,
is?
when he got out of the cryogenics thing, it said you've been frozen for like 80 or 90 years or something
Yeah.
like that.
And he was still like what, in his 40s at the time, or younger than
Younger
that?
than that.
Yeah, younger than that. And I mean, but that's the thing that's hard is before they did Logan, I mean that was like the first time we've actually seen Wolverine age.
Yeah.
So I can't even think of a actual number to give the fans out there of how old he actually is.
Someone's gonna be in the comments. Actually, he's 123 years old. Excuse me, sir.
You got that, but I mean, there is some multiverses in there. I really wish they would have been like Ant-Man. I really wish they went a different direction. Same character and same actor, just they made the freaking multiverse so difficult.
See, Ant-Man's
From
another
that
one I really
movie. It was
Yeah.
so hard to follow. I'm all like, no.
I'm 100% with you there. That's kind of why I'm upset with Marvel, is because they make it so fucking hard to follow. They make it so convoluted. And but Ant-Man does fuck because his powers are cool. The fact that he can split atoms, he can go like through your cellular and split your DNA. And wasn't there one of the scenes where he was like inside Thanos and he's like breaking shit like in his fucking cells and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one where he was doing something like that.
Thanos on the battlefield when he hasn't seen Ant-Man
One
for a while.
multiverse. I would absolutely, like, the first day it would come out, I would go and see, is that half Wolverine, half Batman thing.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I'm all like,
Wait,
praise
half
to
Wolverine,
any
half Batman?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just sad right now.
With the healing factors of Wolverine, by the way. He has
Batman.
he has the
Wolfman
healing
bat.
factors.
Yeah.
Wolfman bat.
And it's just, to me, it's sad. It's like
So he's Wolverine.
The guy who played in the Black Panther movie.
Mm-hmm.
So freaking good, and it's sad that he's like no longer with us. I would have loved to see him in more movies. I would have loved to see Heath Ledger play more Joker.
Yeah,
Both
dude.
of those I would love to see, more character. I would have loved to see the character development after that.
Yeah, it's just, and it's so hard. It's like how can you replace such an actor? Like, to me, it's like, how can you? Can we really accept another person to play as Iron Man? It would be so hard for me.
So take this for what it is, but how would you feel? Because I would love to see this just for the performance, how he would do. How would you feel about a full-on Batman Joker movie like we've had, but Joaquin Phoenix playing Joker? Do you think? I think he would do a great job. I would love to see.
Joaquin Phoenix is too artsy.
But I don't care. I would love to see a full performance.
Honestly,
You did. There was 2 movies and it was
But
horrible.
that's not what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
My opinion is this.
Craziness.
I would love to see, and I'm bad with names, so I do apologize. The guy in the band 30 Second to Mars who played as the Joker and the Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's his name? I want to know his name because
Look it up when you're done.
But I thought his Joker was quite interesting, and you were saying to me like how he was just super crazy, throughout the set.
But
dinner
fucking
parties.
crazy.
And all
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
He literally
Jared
sent
Le-
bullets
Jared
to
Le-
all
Jared-
the bullets to
Jared
all
Leto?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
He sent bullets to all the actors with their name on it.
Yeah. I mean,
You see, Jared Leto to me doesn't represent to Joker in the face, but his performance is great.
Well,
He
it's
doesn't really. When I think of Joker, I don't think of his face. I think of like Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson or like Joaquin Phoenix.
well, the thing is,
I see Joker in them.
You can't. There's no possible way of topping Heath Ledger's freaking Joker. None.
He was actually-
No one can do it. It can't be replicated.
When he was done, he was actually
That
insane.
is forever sealed. Okay, but the other Joker, there's a lot of people.
Didn't one of them kill themselves? One of them commit suicide after playing
No.
Joker?
A lot of them, when these studio execs come to them with this project, there's been a lot of people that turned it down.
Yeah, because it's sketchy. It's scary.
No, because they can't live up
Yep.
to Heath Ledger.
They don't want people clowning them in the comments.
And you got to think that's just.
Could you imagine being Heath
normal
Ledger?
Batman villain movie? That's not, and that's why the other actors took the Joker character, because it was from a different multiverse thing going on here.
yeah.
It's from a different one, so they have, they'll be all like, so that's this person's Joker. And of course, everybody goes back to Heath Ledger.
Well, could you
But
imagine being Heath
that's
Ledger?
completely different.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being Heath Ledger and having that for the rest of your life? That no one can ever top you as Joker?
Well, here's the thing.
That's crazy.
That wasn't supposed to be the only Heath Ledger Joker. They were actually slated to make 3 more with him, and then he,
Yeah.
you know,
He I don't think he wanted to do it.
No. The truth is so they made the trilogy set. It was going to be longer than just a trilogy because John is right. Heath Ledger signed up way more to play just the only one time as the Joker, and you honestly see this by the end of the third movie where they introduce the guy who's going to play as Robin, Gordon Levitt.
Yep.
I would have liked to see that
Yeah.
one. He's a good one.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that.
But out of respect and everything, and honestly, as we could all sit here and agree, you can't use another actor in the same
universe with him and John. Yeah.
Joker.
It just wouldn't make sense and it wouldn't feel right.
Well,
Actually, that would probably pretty much drive down sales at that point.
It would probably
Yeah.
piss a bunch of people off, and then they would lose their ass on that.
well,
whole
you just
campaign.
can't play someone in there. And the only person that I felt is I was watching they had a Batman kind of like TV show where like Bruce is younger and it's more about the police academy in Gotham. I think the show is just called Gotham.
Was he like a detective or so? Oh, Gotham. Yeah, Gotham.
And
Yeah. I
they
never
had
watched
the
it, but I've seen
kid,
the show.
from Shameless, who when I felt
Are you
like
talking
he
about
was-
Lip, or are you talking about the gay one?
The gay one.
The gay one.
He
I
made a
felt-
really good one. I liked it,
Yeah,
especially
and
his
that's what-
smile. His smile was
yeah.
on point.
Lip was also, or not Lip. He was also in something else as a superhero too. Fuck, I just can't think of what it was. He was like, he could like teleport or some shit, something like that. I'd have to look it up.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah.
I just know that he was like the only character that when I was like felt like he was gonna go in the direction of like the Joker and everything. The whole time I was watching his performance, I'm not gonna say I was putting it on par with Heath Ledger, but it was interesting to see another person kind of go that far and on like just for a show that was coming up to par with how the Heath Ledger performance was.
Well, can we
as
talk
Joker.
about? Because I love this. This is a topic I always find really fascinating. What Heath Ledger playing the Joker did to his mental state? Because a lot of people don't know that.
I mean, it changed everything to where whenever they do a Joker role, every actor that is signed up to do that role is immediately going to be talking to a psychiatrist along with playing that,
I think that's
that
one of the contract
That's one of like this,
stipulations.
you only get this if you agree to it, and it's like one notch below court ordered, because it turns you into the role itself turns you into a
It
psychopath.
happened to Joaquin Phoenix because people were actually worried about it because him and the other guy, they're both method actors, so they really get into their roles. Him and Heath Ledger, and that's what they were worried about. But other than that, it's just kind of it's just a role for now on that anyone that does take part in it has to go to a psychiatrist.
I was gonna say, because you ever like done something so much or said something so much, or like where you start to feel that like becoming you. Mm-hmm. Just keep saying, "I'm Batman, justice."
There's also a little tidbit about that. If you look at it, even the creators, the whole creators behind Joker, they said there is not a true origin story for the Joker. There's not a true origin story. He just appeared.
One day.
Yes.
Do you
So
think they can make
everybody's
one?
take on his origin.
But Joaquin Phoenix did have an origin. It was in the first Joker movie when he was going through the paperwork and he was saying that, like, oh, he found out that his mom wasn't his real mom and he was adopted and yada, yada, yada.
That movie should have went straight to TikTok.
You can't have a full-length movie on TikTok.
You can too in clips that nobody likes.
Yeah, it'd be like 80 6-second clip or however many. I don't know how long.
People that like the damn thing, and then it'll just not exist anywhere.
That's not true. Thousands and millions of people like the movie.
So
Okay.
the thing is,
No.
Yes, they did. That's why they made it.
Joaquin Phoenix
Did horrible.
movie of the Joker. That's just another timeline comic that they did where, they looked at it. Well, what happens if the Joker was actually, Bruce Wayne's brother?
That would be crazy, dude.
Yeah, it would be crazy. But it's a timeline that, as much as I think it's crazy, it's not my favorite timeline of it. The whole Batman and Joker thing. But it is interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think they could definitely develop on that. They could create an origin and say it's the real one.
You can't after Joker 2, the whatever it was called. Because wasn't that one just a musical? I'd never watched it.
Yeah, it was
I didn't want to go see it.
Folly Ado with what's her name?
It's a Gone with the Wind movie.
Yeah.
To be fair, she is hot though. She is hot. What's her fucking name? She played Harley Quinn, but I can't think of her name. The blonde lady that was in Barbie. Which that actually wasn't a bad movie either.
Oh my god.
That wasn't a bad movie. It was funny.
Alright.
That movie was funny, dude.
No more voting on movies for you.
All right. Anyway, so let's what would we like to see from Marvel and DC become a game? I don't know if there was a Spawn game. Was there a
Guardians of
Spawn?
the Galaxy? That could be made into a pretty good game.
They made it.
It's already made. Yeah, they had that as a game.
And it was a good game.
It was good. I haven't played it, but I've seen the playthrough of it.
Honestly,
Are there any Spawn games?
I mean,
I don't think so.
not in a while. Spawn would be cool.
Spawn did show up on a couple fighter games.
Yeah.
Like
Like Street Fighter and shit.
like Mortal Kombat, if you're counting that, because
Mortal Kombat.
because you had
and
Spawn,
Soul
Blade.
Calibur.
Martian Manhunter was in Mortal Kombat. Cyborg.
I know they're making a Wolverine game for PlayStation that I'm actually pretty excited about. Because I love the first two Spider-Man games they had.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they mashed that up with like a GTA kind of feel? Like you can get out and just murder somebody for like $300
Well, like
with your claws.
Just slice someone's head off in the street.
Jump from building to building.
some early screenings that they came out with it of them playing the game honestly looks like that. I was watching the guy scale the wall with Wolverine, jump in an apartment and just start killing people in there. I'm like,
Well, in the OG,
Don't worry, that will come out before GTA 6.
in the OG Spider-Man game, in the OG Spider-Man games, you could do that. You could just go on the street and beat up random people and just cover them with webs and shit.
yeah.
Everybody knows when you first started that game, the first 5 minutes was accidentally swinging into a building.
Oh, dude, I remember hitting the one light post in the wrong area. Yeah,
Getting
think
too low
it'd
to the
be
ground,
cool
get
to
wiped out by
play-
a car.
yeah.
Have someone make a Hulk game. That would be pretty fun. Picking up cars.
There hasn't been a
throwing
Hulk
cars.
game. There hasn't been a Hulk game.
I mean, I don't know.
Why
I
has it
just
not
think
been done?
Because the leap from movie like Marvel and DC, and then they make a video game, they always come out it's like a repetitive kind of game.
Yeah.
The same kind of
it's-
format and they build and
They
Well, it's
haven't been
you
able
don't have
to-
really creative direction. You're upheld by, you have to make the mouse happy,
yeah.
Also, we got to take in consideration. I mean, these superheroes, they come out with a game. We're expecting a storyline here, but a storyline on a movie, a Marvel or DC movie, into a game can go in 50 different directions.
Yes.
So they really can't. The most I've ever played with a game and it had the most different endings and stuff like that was 3 or 4. I've never seen one go really past it.
Yeah.
But again, running a superhero one, you have so many different variables. It's so hard to.
To me, the best. There was a Superman game that was really good years back. I think it was on PS2 or PS3, and then of course
You say it was good. You know how reviewed bomb that got?
I don't give a shit. I liked it. It was fun. Fuck you guys. And the original OG Spider-Man games. Those were always good too. I love the OG
I could
Spider-Man
talk about the OG Spider-Man games because I remember running away from like Carnage and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Screw
Remember-
you all. I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh, yeah.
You remember
That's fun.
Electrode or whatever his name,
could
Mr.
grind for
Lightning. when you had to
10,000
fight him?
points.
Yeah.
I grinded for half a mile.
So I mean, like I know the future upcoming games is they're doing a Wolverine, and then one of the ones I'm really excited about is actual Venom. I'm excited for them to actually make a Venom game. The same guys that did like the Spider-Man games are going to make a Venom game.
See, that would be sick.
And how many like symbiote suits and shit you could put on? Like
With different abilities.
What if you
I'm
could?
guessing?
What if you
Oh,
could
yeah,
custom?
it's
What if
gonna
you
be
could?
so much fun.
And if you can customize your symbiote suits too, all personalization.
I don't think it'll go that far because my favorite thing is when you play Spider-Man, you got all these like iconic suits that I love so much.
Yeah.
And I think designing your own, I could see could be cool, but it's just not as that same kind of, oh my god, like this is, the Spider-Man suit that Tobey Maguire was
had,
wearing,
yeah.
or-
Well, what if they separated it? Where if they had all the iconic suits that you could wear, and then had a separate side where you could make your own if you wanted to.
I just don't think I would be in there.
You don't think you would in there and be checking it out like you?
No,
know what I mean?
I still think I'll go back to different iconic suits with Spider-Man.
You're like, I want to feel like the real deal.
Yeah.
So you get on there, and then they've added some kind of pay system, and somebody has them all.
They're like, oh, you want this iconic suit from the very first Spider-Man movie? That'll be $50.
You want to play as Iron Man with webs?
You can't fly, but you have webs.
I do give a lot to Marvel right now. They have one of the biggest, shooters on the market right now, Marvel Rivals. That thing has been taken over esports for video games.
Yeah. Marvel Rivals. Yeah.
Could you? I'm just spitballing here. Could you imagine a GTA setting, have those guys work on it, but it's a Marvel Universe?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Oh my god, it would shut down the whole video game scene right there. Nobody would be playing anything else.
You're in Los Santos, down on Grove Street, as Thor throwing a hammer at people.
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting, like
Spider-Man trying to get into a strip club
setting where it's a game where you could actually, choose your power, or a game where you're one of, like your Hulk or your, Iron Man or whatever.
And I mean, you can do the whole, the save thing, or you can be a villain and it's like open world thing. That'd be a sick
open
game.
world.
It would be.
They really do need to come out with a Hulk game though that feels modern and is just because it would be so fun to play. Imagine just smashing through a building,
Oh yeah.
like throwing a car at a helicopter, and they've had King Kong games. They've had Godzilla
Who wouldn't
games.
want to go around a town as a giant monkey trying to destroy shit? Okay,
I know. I do every day.
everybody plays that.
I do it.
Donkey
I
Kong.
wake up feeling like a giant monkey.
They've had those games. Do you remember Donkey Kong? No.
Yeah, he was throwing barrels before it was cool.
Yeah.
But do we want to take a moment for you to let people know what's going on with Joey's stuff?
Oh yeah. Anyways, so Joey is one of our sponsors. He's also the captain of the Crimson Chaos. Can't believe I remember that without looking at that.
I'm proud of you. Hats off.
Really
for
didn't
Ron
do an intro or anything for him last week.
No, because that's you. I ain't doing that.
Why are you doing that? You're so mean.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You don't know what you're saying.
I have no idea what he does.
We agree with that. Anyways, they did recently get a new QB or QB. It's Tanner
barbecue.
Hammond. He used to play QB for the West Valley Rams.
That's sick.
Yeah. So good luck on your. Should be an upcoming game Sunday. What?
You're tinking.
I'm not tinking. You're tinking.
All right.
I love making him squirm. It's awesome.
Anyway, they got a new QB. He was the West Valley Rams, and
I already said that before.
I know
I'm through there.
I'm leaving off where you were. Continue.
Your beard is holy.
Mystical.
Your beard has leftover sandwich in it.
Well, I don't eat sandwiches. It's something else.
Pastrami.
So on that, they do have their games every Sunday. Go down and check them out. They're at Sozo. God, why is that so hard for me to fucking say?
So are they playing at Sozo like every week, or is that their main place where
It's every week. They also
so
have
that's just
practice
a
there.
field that okay, that's
I think they got it for the
field.
year.
Oh, okay.
So go check them out.
Where is that at? Sozo? Where is that at?
By the airport in Yakima, Washington.
I've never
I don't
been
have
to
an
it, so I have
exact
no idea. Yeah.
I don't have
If you live in Yakima,
address.
if you live in Yakima on Washington, I guess there's a field over there or something that I've never been to.
It's huge.
Yeah, I've just never been over to it. There's no need to go over.
You're a sheltered child.
Not sheltered. I just don't do anything.
Damn lawn gnome.
But yeah, I guess they'll be playing there this week. Who are they playing against?
I wasn't given that updated list. I was given the updated list for last week.
You were given an abridged version of a sponsorship we're supposed to do. Nice.
Mine.
All right. Well, yeah. Go check out Joey's game. It'll be on what day?
Sunday.
On Sunday. They're playing somebody. But anyway,
It's one of those weird names.
back to our regularly scheduled bullshit. So we were talking about Hulk game.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I mean, the only stuff we have of all these Marvel characters is Marvel Rivals, which they're going to be putting every single Marvel character in there, which
Yeah.
I'm excited when Blade gets placed in that game because I am only
Watch, that's going to be the one that's not going to be in there.
Yeah,
They'll
be fun.
purposely exclude that one.
Yeah. No, he should be coming up. They got done with like the whole Fantastic Four on there. So
Make a Marvel game. It has all the characters but Blade, but for some reason there's Sub-Zero in there.
right.
Then they can't give a reason why they can't give him a send-off.
Yeah. Who was the last guy that played Blade?
Wesley Snipes.
That's right. Yeah.
He's also the first guy who played Blade.
I was trying to remember his name. That's why.
He's the only one.
I was trying to remember his name. I knew it was the same guy. I just couldn't remember his name. Leslie Snipes.
Yeah, he's a legend.
It was said the best in what? Deadpool 3?
Yeah.
I'm the only motherfucker who's Blade.
Yeah. There's only gonna be ever one.
That was in. He was in the Wolverine Deadpool movie. That he did that small cameo in there.
Is he just now kind of catching up to this
Yes.
conversation?
Yes.
No, I'm just like my brain's catching up with modern time, and
Waking
I'm just
up?
thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool that he was in there. He's old as fuck now, though. Was he in his 60s?
I don't know, man. I don't live my life looking at how old these guys are.
Look at Hugh Jackman. Look at Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Down Syndrome Jr.
Yeah, they're freaking getting up there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even
How
Chris
long-
Hemsworth.
The thing is how long can they keep this up for, though?
Well, they can't. It's their workout routines that are getting to him. Like
Yeah.
Hugh
They're
Jackman
hurting
even
themselves,
said
yeah.
that he just can't do the workout routines anymore.
Yeah, I think in the interview he did he did an interview recently on Hot Ones, that wing show, where he literally said in one of his workout routines he hurt himself. He pulled his rotator cuff real bad.
I mean, it happens all the time.
But I do know they got him signed up for 2 more movies.
Jesus Christ, let the guy live in peace.
But I do think one of them is the Wolverine versus Hulk one.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I want to
he's
see
gonna-
that.
He's gonna be done with that movie filming it. Geriatric.
They're gonna give him a big old bag of Disney cash for that one.
I hope he gets a really big severance and he can call it a fucking day.
The new person that is going to fit that spot of Wolverine
It's the old Superman. Or the Superman.
Yeah, Henry Cavill
Yeah.
or whatever.
They already had him in Deadpool as Wolverine.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he fits it to a T.
Oh, yeah.
And I honestly think he deserves it. He really deserves it after what they did to him at DC.
I do think
it's not just that. You look at what happened with DC. You look at what happened with the Witcher series on Netflix. I mean, he's just been pulled and used like a dirty condom that no one wants.
Yeah. So do you think they're gonna do something with like how they pulled all the Spider-Mans together for the multiverse thing? Do you think they'd do something like that with the Supermans? I know they probably have to use CGI because the guy who played him before broke his fucking neck, so he can't obviously act or play it.
I mean, you could probably say that.
You're talking about the original one?
Yeah, the guy that got kicked by the horse and it broke his neck. Or it was a horse riding accident. I don't know if he got kicked, but
you would probably say like the Flash kind of did
well, that's what I'm
it
saying. They could do
because
the CGI thing.
the Flash Paradox movie, they had like homage to all the Supermans in the timeline. They even added Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which we'll never see day to life.
For all of you who don't know, that Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman, directed by
Tim Burton.
And he was supposed to be the most powerful Superman to have ever existed.
And he's only made a glimpse in The Flash.
Yep.
And then Nicolas Cage turned around and sued the shit out of that fucking movie because he did not know they were going to use his likeness.
Yep.
Hopefully he got like a good settlement from it. I mean, it couldn't have been like that.
We can put that in there for you.
They
have a lot of money.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like if they did that, I wouldn't be mad about that. I'd be like, that's awesome that they paid homage to me in a movie I never got to.
You ever wonder why Nicolas Cage is doing all these little tiny movies?
Yeah.
Because he's in debt.
I say because he's running out of fucking money.
Yeah.
Not running. He is in debt.
Yeah. He buys
stupid things.
Well, that goofy movie he did with like the Five Nights at Freddy's type thing where he was in that.
I watched that. It wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad, but
bad.
it was fun. It was honestly more funny than it was anything.
I've never played those games.
Me either. I've never played them either.
So, at some point, I feel like I should go and play them because.
The jump scare game.
I hear they're so like
there was an Asylum too. That's
they're iconic now to the whole video game sphere.
You want to know the first two games that scared me?
Huh?
Like seriously, I was like, what the fuck? I wouldn't watch it in the dark. Yeah. Resident Evil and Doom.
Really? If you want two really good jump scare games to play Asylum and Dystopia. Those two are really fucking good. They will you'll be playing them and just be like, ah!
Yeah, I got more scared playing the Witcher, or not Witcher, my bad. What was it? Resident Evil 4. That game scared me a whole bunch.
I haven't played a lot of the Resident Evil games. I've only played a couple way back on PS2 that I can remember.
You're all walking down the scary dark hall and all of a sudden you see something.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't want to go that way.
I mean, I hear they're
music. Yeah.
They're finally coming out with another Silent Hill game I'm excited
There you go.
Yeah. Bring that fear factor back.
I want to play the new Doom game they're just about to release.
Oh yeah, that one looks really tough.
Yeah. I think a movie that they should have turned into a game. I know it's old, but I think the Hills Have Eyes movie. They should have made a game for it.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because I would never fucking play it.
No?
Fuck no. I grew up in an area where all you see is mountains and shit. That movie was like the pinnacle of my fear. Just
Hills Have Best.
Yeah. You're just walking through the woods and they're just like, I know they're fucking here. I know they're here. I can feel them looking at me.
Hills Have Eyes?
The Hills Have Eyes. Make that into a game, dude.
There's a couple scenes in there I don't want happening.
Make that into a modern game, dude. That would be badass.
Yeah.
That would be for the fear people out there. That would be the ultimate win for the fear people.
Whoever makes games, just remember you're gonna have one person buying that game. His name's Keith.
Yeah. And I will play it, and I will piss myself.
I'll give you a shitty review.
The thing is I'm still waiting for Grand Theft Auto, and I will be waiting for that for the next 4 years.
10 years later. We're still working on it. We promise it's coming out soon. Come on, Rockstar, hurry up, please.
I believe the new Red Dead's gonna come out.
I heard about that, yeah.
Before the new Grand Theft Auto.
Well, Red Dead's kind of a...
Watch it. It'll be on Unreal Engine 20.
I mean, does it really need to be, though? I mean, I don't even know what graphics they were using for for Red Dead 2.
And to be fair, though, Red Dead is not there's a pretty good explanation of why it's coming out first. It's because it's really not that hard of a game to make. It's kind of straightforward. Like all the other two Red Dead games where they're pretty linear. There's stuff you can do in them, but for the most part, they're very linear. Whereas GTA is not a linear game at all.
No, they just got $1 billion freaking dollars, so they want to make the game as big as anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to happen.
And you got to think, it takes a while to literally design, get all the actors in,
voices,
do all the
graphics.
Graphics for a game that's supposed to literally only come out, once every 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing is
it's a 10-year game.
And that's the way that people are saying it. It's like, I hear from some people that are saying, like, when this game launches, the online, you can actually supposedly actually make real revenue playing the game online.
You know what I would like to see? GTA come out, and you have to be at a certain level to even start the online. None of these day one assholes.
Yeah. They don't even play the story mode.
I'm just going to get in there and spend $10,000 and get everything.
Those
and
freaking be like, noobs.
Fucking plebeians.
But if you have to pay to win said game on day one, you're not a gamer at all. You're just a bastard
and a rich fuck. But to be fair though, that's how the world works. Pay to play, man. You got money, you can do whatever you want.
Well, they got a big enough game; they can change that.
Yep.
Yeah. But how big are we talking with this game? Like gigabytes wise, or is it like are we getting into like a terabyte?
It doesn't matter. This game is going to be the most massive project they've ever worked on. This is going to change games. Period.
Do you think they'll ever do anything this big again, or do you think they won't be able to top this?
There's always. Look at some of the games
I don't think
out. You play Red Dead 2 now, graphically,
it's still good.
You would still think it just came out today.
Yeah.
And that was on old tech.
Yeah.
That wasn't on new tech.
Old ass TVs. Well, what do we consider? What year did it come out? Red Dead 2. Was it 2013?
Well, it's not the TVs. It's just it came out for like old tech. It came out for the Xbox One. It never needed a Series S or X for visually enhancement. It didn't need a PlayStation 5 update. They never added it because it looks that good.
What's weird is whenever I play Red Dead 2 on my Xbox One now, it has the visual enhancement on there. Every single time I turn the game on, it says the game's been adjusted for visual enhancement. So I don't know if they added that later on, or maybe they added that to the Xbox One later on.
I'm going with the GTA. When it comes out, and I'm putting it at maybe the year 2 mark.
Yeah.
This game is going to probably exceed or be coming up on a 3.5, 4 terabyte game.
Yeah, so you're saying what are we thinking? 2027 it's going to be out?
I don't know. There's still rumors that it might be out this year.
The rumor is it comes out this fall. The another rumor says the base game
Rockstar.
If they were to
games? Yeah.
come out with it now, now,
there's going to be tons of bugs. Tons of bugs out now.
They've been working on the bugs for 2
files
years
right now to make it smaller, but as it stands, it is a 2 terabyte game.
Yeah. They're going to probably do it in Rockstar fashion. We're going to wake up one day and they'll be like, "Oh, we released it." What?
We didn't tell you. But also, I have a theory about this game too. I think it's going to be a decision-based game, so it's not going to be like the other GTAs where you had to go through the missions. I think it's going to be a free will type based game where you make decisions on what path you want to follow.
Well, the thing is this, and this is what I know. I know that the economy and the world is going to take a pause for that day because
the whole
no one is going to go to work.
No
one's going to go to work.
So you're telling me the U.S. economy is going to crash in one day?
I think this is going to be the biggest selling game that has ever happened.
For whoever's listening, please take that day off and a couple days afterwards. Fuck the economy.
Let's just crash the economy. Show them who's really boss. It's us. We're the boss, not them. We could topple their whole system in 3 or 4 days if we really wanted to. But
I would love to get on there and do the whole group thing and try to get Cody on there. I mean,
Cody's already going to be on there. He's not even going to be on there. But we're going to go to work and he's not even going to be there, vice versa.
He doesn't like Grand Theft Auto.
What?
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
all I know is I would laugh my ass off if John goes to work and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, it's out now." Hey, boss, I'm not feeling so good.
don't think I won't.
He ain't gonna say shit. He's just gonna disappear, dude. He's like, you got
My house is burning down. I gotta go home. Bye.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, hey, bro, you got this. You good? Bye.
On the way out, Gordon handed me money. Pick me up a copy.
Yeah. Nah, well,
Dude.
it's crazy because like,
How swarmed are gonna be the GameStop? Do you think?
Not even GameStop, just like Walmart and Fred Meyer's.
Do you think they're gonna release it hard copy, or do you think it's all gonna be digital?
it's gonna be both.
Both.
It's gonna be both. I think there's gonna be more digitally than physical. It's going that way right now, unless they have some super deluxe edition you get a nice McLaren with the actual game.
There's gonna come a day
You
where there
automatically level up to level 30.
Yeah.
Day one.
there's gonna come a day where there's no more hard copy games. It's gonna happen, and probably not very long from now. Maybe another 5-10 years, and we won't have hard copy. It'll all be digital.
Which a lot of people do not understand. When you buy the game on digital, it is still not your game.
They still own the
They
rights
will
to
take it away just as fast as you bought it, and therefore you paid for air. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is they can literally, even if they don't take the game away, they can literally shut your game down.
Well,
Yeah.
They just lock you. They just ban you or lock
Well,
you.
I mean,
from
The guys are literally giving them all this power
Yeah.
for no reason.
Well, I mean, you look at live service games. They can just shut it down whenever they want to.
Yep.
You know.
They could have
Why
a bad
you-
day. Fuck you all. Dude.
Yeah, why do you think
Our
NBA
servers went down.
NBA 2K has gone so far? Is like, oh, they're still playing our game 2 years ago. Oh, just shut it down. Okay,
So all those people that invested money and paid for that, thinking that it was theirs, it is not. You're literally just paying for the rights to play it on your fucking system. They can take it away at any damn time. And if the game gets old enough, guess what? You paid all that time and money for
renting
nothing.
pretty
It.
much.
Well, also
I
it's this
honestly
too.
say it as renting. You're not owning the product. You're paying.
You're owning the rights to play.
Your
Dude,
game is
put
the
to play.
equivalent of a storage unit.
And they just wrap it up to, hey, pay this for... Just like a lot of people don't realize this. Movies that you bought 2 to 3 years ago, like on Amazon and all that stuff, you can go back and some of those movies will be gone that you bought 20 for 20.
I have like Voodoo or Fandango. I have movies on there that I bought like 3 years ago, where like every time I go to watch them, it says for me to buy them again, but yet I can still watch them. But yet it wants me to buy them again.
Yeah,
So does that mean they're getting ready to take them probably?
probably.
But like I was going to talk about for example the Black Ops 2 servers. People begged and pleaded Activision not to shut those servers down, and they went, nope, fuck you, and they shut them down.
Yeah. Well, the thing is on one hand, to keep such servers up, company still has to provide such money to keep it running. After the 80th Call of Duty that we're soon about to have again within this year, because I mean every year we have
that's
to have
why I don't
another
play-
Call of Duty game.
That right there is
Don't
why I
know
don't play them
why.
anymore.
But
They're like iPhones.
I mean, I really wish I can go on around about this, but this is what we literally give them the tools to fuck us over
Every year we
for
just
no reason.
every year we just keep giving them more and more power, and it would be so easy.
I'd rather
for
have a
them to-
hard copy. Let's just say for some reason my fucking internet goes out because someone hit a fucking pole.
I
I
can
can,
at least-
go on and at least play the story and fuck around on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Exactly.
But no, you can't. Internet goes out, your digital copy
I did read
goes
something
out.
apparently with this game. If you don't have an internet connection hooked up, you can't even play the story mode.
Yeah.
Because it's all intertwined.
That's why I need to go back a couple fucking ages and just buy like a Nintendo 64 and just be happy. You
I want to
know?
buy one of those emulators, dude, that you can plug into your TV. You can play hella old games.
You know you got down on some 007.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
GoldenEye.
Oh, it's
Trying to
really
fuck it
game's
up on some-
iconic as hell.
I'm trying to fuck it up on some Galaga right
Oh,
now.
there you go.
Yeah.
But no, we handed this over, and yes, it's more convenient. You don't have to leave your house. There's always going to be a copy to buy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you honestly gave them the right to just take your money, and you don't own anything. You literally don't own nothing.
I just think it's that small hit of like dopamine that doesn't last.
They're fucking playing everybody as fucking stupid, technically.
Yeah.
And
still
they're
have
getting
games
away
from-
with it.
I still have games from years and years ago from a 360. I don't even have a 360 anymore. I still have all the games in cases. I still play them on the Xbox One.
Oh yeah.
You know? And that's the thing. Are they going to do something like that where they can make it cross-compatible with newer systems coming out?
I don't know. All I know
There's
is
got to be a new Xbox coming soon, right? Like,
let's not get started on that.
No.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they should be thinking about a new console because, I mean, once COVID happened, how many new games did we actually get? I mean, and I'm comparing stuff to like Red Dead. We haven't had much games to look like Red Dead besides what? Cyberpunk?
so you're telling me they didn't capitalize on COVID? Because they could have. Because everyone was home. They could have easily
Yeah,
capitalized
no one
on
could
COVID.
go out to go get their fucking console.
Yeah.
But they could have bought stuff online on the, you know.
People who deliver stuff from online were at home.
Yeah.
So their back orders were insane.
I'm talking about I'm talking about game makers, digital games.
So that's the thing is, I mean, was it essential to go to work and, make
That's true. They weren't essential workers. They were, entertainment
Yeah.
wasn't, nothing entertainment was essential.
I look at it this way. We already know another Xbox is on the horizon sooner than everybody fucking thinks.
What are they going to
Especially
call
with
it?
the new Steam tab on it. When they release this, it is quintessential decision that it's going to destroy like PlayStation.
Yeah.
It
Xbox
will.
R for retarded.
I don't know why they both can't share it, but Xbox apparently now has the fucking tab
Dude.
for Steam.
What if Sony?
And once they do that, everybody's just gonna be like, "Well, I kind of don't need
What
a
if- what if
PlayStation. I
Sony-
can just go get that and still play Steam in every game."
Yeah.
What if Sony and Microsoft got together and made a hybrid console?
Well, it's just the way the world works, man.
That would be sick.
My thing is, I'm still going to keep on owning. I'm gonna keep on owning PlayStation because I already have a PC for
You're
Steam.
both. I've always been an Xbox guy. He's both.
Yeah.
I mean,
just-
I've constantly had both systems every time they come out.
You just buy both of them.
Yeah,
you're a collector.
Mr. Money
You
Bag
still
over here.
have like your Nintendo and everything.
yeah. I've original Nintendo.
I have a 64 somewhere too.
original
so-
Nintendo, Sega, you know, all that stuff.
My
I
dad
still have
used
stuff
to-
in boxes.
My dad used to have a really old Atari somewhere hidden in his storage.
Yeah.
You
Don't know
bet
if
you
he's
wish you got a hold of that.
But
He
the
probably
ni-
pawned it by now.
The new
I don't know.
Xbox
You
will
can get
not
it.
have a disc drive. So that brings in the whole thing of you do not own a copy, you are renting a copy because that's going
You're
to be the norm.
essentially paying for how I look at it, since these consoles are getting bigger and more, unique.
Yep.
I'm looking at it this way. Again, they are fucking with you. You're buying literally a computer,
Yeah,
and
like
they're
a tower.
marketing as it as a gaming system.
Yeah.
When you could have just bought the fucking computer.
Well, yeah,
and
'cause you can
customized
go on-
it yourself.
Yeah, because like you can go on the freaking internet with them. Like I've actually printed stuff from my Xbox before.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally connected it to my printer via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever.
I think it's great for Steam being able, but I still think that there's going to be like you're gonna now have like Steam games that are going to, you have to check if they're going to be compatible with your system. Kind of like owning a PC, you have to make sure you have the right RAM, you have to make sure you have the right.
I
Well,
still think
the Xbox right there, if it's really has that Steam tab on it, that means all the exclusives for PlayStation now that you can get on Xbox, and you know exactly what's going to happen. Microsoft's going to come right in there and be like, "Well, we have the
have
same
this."
game
Yeah.
for $5 cheaper."
Well, yeah, because
Everybody's gonna be all
Well,
like, "I'm just gonna go get it for cheaper."
To be fair though, Sony was doing that to Microsoft for years. They on their Play Store or whatever they had, they were giving.
They couldn't do Xbox exclusives. You
Well,
had
no,
to buy
but
it through Xbox.
yeah, but do you know how there's so many good games that I wanted to play that were on PlayStation that I couldn't play because they were Xbox? So many.
yeah,
I just asked out completely. I'm all trying to black
I
site
really
find
don't
these
know how
games.
they got that deal. I can't find anything on how they got it.
Like I'm telling you, I think
I
Sony.
think it's with the whole Microsoft and Steam.
Yeah,
I think it's Microsoft. I mean, even though you kind of have to look at it as like two different brands because you got the whole Microsoft company, and then you got Microsoft Gaming, kind of like how you have.
I think they just fucking took out their fucking checkbook or. I'm gonna vend you $20 billion.
I mean, like the thing is I find it risky because Xbox wants to do they want to compete with what Steam is. That's why they're buying out all these big publishers like Bethesda and their biggest one, Activision Blizzard.
What about Infinity Ward?
Well, I mean the thing is, that's Activision.
Are they part of Activision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is they're going to wanting to compete with Steam because eventually they're going to be stop making video game consoles and they're just going to go on the route of publishing set games. They want to become the biggest publisher. Kind of like how you still have Sega around, but Sega only develops certain games.
Yeah, well, like I said before, I still think that Sony and Microsoft should come together and make a console that's combined. Like they should do it where it's like a mash together, where one side you can have Xbox, one side you have PlayStation. You can pick and choose what you want to play on any given day.
Yeah.
Make everybody happy, make a fuck ton of money, and have a big elite rich people party.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine how crazy that would be. That would be awesome. Like imagine having like a system that's like it's like put together, but you have
a professional emulator.
Yeah, but like, dude, sure, if something like that, they could reasonably charge over $1,000 for, and people would buy it. People would buy it in a heartbeat.
Not me, fucking $1,000.
At that point, I'm just gonna go PC.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably
I have so
buy it.
much freaking power. I have so much more power with PC. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would probably buy it just to say I have one. But I do want a game. I want a new gaming PC. I've always wanted to get a gaming PC.
Yeah.
It's just so much fucking money.
You don't get one. You build it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wanted to get a kit for one and build one, but there's so much fucking money.
Oh yeah.
Not even kit. You don't do kits.
I
You
mean,
piece that thing together.
I'm a cheap ass bitch. What can I say? I'm a cheap date, man.
All right, peeps. We are reaching the end of this episode. Any last thoughts?
Smoke
Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them. Marvel fucking sucks. DC rocks. Green Lantern's my shit.
Green Lantern sucks butt. Anyways,
Green Lantern's awesome.
that was the last word.
Fuck you, man.
Well, thank you all for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Definitely. Thank you guys.
Habibi.
This channel
love
has
you.
actually grown pretty good. Just remember, we are the Dumpster Fire. If you are new to this, please like, share, and hit that reminder.
Subscribe.
Go ahead, drop us comments. You drop me comments, John. Comments for Gordon, and definitely comments for Rosie O'Donnell over here.
My name's fucking Keith.
All right, guys. You have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.